Good evening. Good evening, beautiful seekers, the diamond beauties and the light beings, the empaths, the truth seekers, the yogis, the meditators, the dreamers, the creatives. Welcome to another incredible One Heart, One Earth Summit. Our focus and our mission is to create a resource of light, to give you resources and tools through this ascension process. And I'm very excited about this weekend, and I'm so excited for everybody who's joining in. I know a lot of you guys are coming in live right now, so just keep coming in, and you're not going to miss anything, I promise. But this weekend is all about movement, and movement, no matter if it's physical or energy, it's really all the same. Some of us move energy by physically moving our body, and some of us, when we move energy, suddenly we have to move our body. It all works together. And we have so many beautiful practices this weekend to help each and every one of us move energy out of our body. And it couldn't come at a more perfect time, because for most of us, the last 4 to 6 weeks, we haven't moved our body very much. I'm very blessed that my yoga mat doesn't take up much space, and you can still do that anywhere. But a lot of us have been sitting in front of computer screens, and some of us are in lockdown in places in the country where you can't even go outside for 48 hours at a time. And so not being able to move has created some dense energies in the body and in the mind and in the spirit. And so this weekend is your opportunity to connect in with yourself and with all of us and with the body. And I'm just so thrilled about it. Our One Heart, One Earth Summit, you can still register for it. It's free. And why you want to register isn't just for this weekend's schedule, but for everything that's going to come. This is not the first summit, and it won't be the last. And there will be many teachings, and One Heart, One Earth has become a collaborative effort. It has become a space for articles that have been written, for photos that have been taken, for art that has been created, for all sorts of beautiful information. We even have a video gallery where you can join in and just learn. And this resource is just going to get bigger and bigger as we have more and more contributors coming in. And so joining One Heart, One Earth means that you are going to have access to all of that and all of the continued efforts from myself and all the facilitators and contributors around the world. So just keep that in mind. So you can go to oneheartoneearth.net and register for this summit and any future ones at any time. And I'd also like to say thank you to our affiliates, Block Therapy, which I'm so honored to have Deanna Hansen here with us this weekend and tonight. So you'll get to meet her momentarily. And so their information is up on One Heart, One Earth. So you can just link through and see what they have to offer. And you'll have a whole preview of that this weekend through the summit. And you had part of it in the last summit. So you also had access to it then as well. I'd also like to say thank you to Purity Coffee. Supplementation is hard to find right now. A lot of folks have bought it up. And so Purity Coffee is not only the cleanest coffee for a moldy like me who has to watch my mycotoxin intake because of my health, but it's really clean and full of antioxidants. So it's actually a good way to supplement right now and to help your immune system in your body if you're a coffee drinker. And also thank you to Dry Farm Wines. Many of us empaths don't drink that much, if at all, but if you are going to, they also are low mycotoxin, low sulfite, low sugar, all those things. So it's a really clean alternative for you as well. And all of those links are available on the One Heart, One Earth website and will be in the show notes as well. So I want to talk, before we introduce each and every facilitator, briefly about Iyengar and his incredible gifts to the practice of yoga and to really life. And his book, Light on Life, speaks about the movement of the body. And he says, you know, when you talk about the petals of the practice of yoga and the Yoga Sutras, you know, meditation is actually at the end. It's the 8th petal. It's towards the end. And that really moving the body, working the body and the energy of the body, and really as a psychic and a healer, to me, the physical body has the energy component, but working that is what brings you into a space of stillness and into a place where you can access what meditation can bring to you. And so his belief system and what he shares in his book, or one of his books, is that truly you can't even access that still and quiet mind until you've moved the body and you've become flexible and you've released a lot of the toxic burden that's in your body. And so I just think that's really beautiful, and something I wanted to bring as a thought as you go into this movement summit is, we're going to move toxicity out of our body physically and in our energy body and our etheric DNA and our physical DNA. We're shifting and transforming. We're genetic transformers, transforming all of that through all of the practices being brought to this summit. And so just note that, what are you moving out? What do you want to move out? Think of your intention tonight before you go to bed. What are you going to clear? But also just notice and be an observer this weekend. Observe what is coming up for you and take note of it. Keep your journal handy. I think a lot of you have been through the summit. Keep a journal handy through this process. But if you're new to the One Heart, One Earth Summit, it's important to continue to process this information through journaling about it and talking about it. And you're welcome to comment. I see some of you guys are joining in and starting to comment in the live chat. Absolutely do that. We will get back to each and every one of you in the video chats as well. So with all of that said, I want to introduce each and every one of our facilitators and have them share a little bit about what they have to offer so that you guys know what's coming this weekend. And so I want to start with Katie. And Katie, go ahead and share who you are and what you have to offer.
All right. Hello, everyone. I'm Katie Sinnott, and I'm a yogi. I teach many different types of yoga, as well as a visual artist, and I do a lot of work with sound healing, so bowls and gong. This weekend, I'm really excited to share a practice from the Kundalini yoga and meditation tradition, which is one of my main practices. If you're new to Kundalini yoga, it's a very old practice that combines work with powerful breath work, very rhythmic, repetitive movements, a lot of work with the arms, as well as work with mantra, so using your voice, using sacred sound, and meditation. And all of those practices are intermingled together, again, in these sets that sometimes I describe them almost like recipes that have been held, sacred for a very long time. So they're very specific, which breaths are combined with which movements. So it might be a new experience if you're new to Kundalini. You should check it out. So it'll be 11 a.m. on Sunday morning, and 11 a.m. Mountain Time, I should say, because we have people from all over the place coming in. So the set I'll be teaching this Sunday in particular is going to be all about bringing both heaven and earth together. So it's going to be a very grounding practice, actually, setting down our roots so that once we start to lift the energy and kind of ascend up into these higher spaces, we can use the things that we glean from those spaces and bring it back down and really use it in our day-to-day and feel it in our physical bodies. One last note I should say about the Kundalini practice that I really love is that it's, both you are really moving your body in interesting ways that you might not otherwise experience. Some of the movements are really, really different and, like I said, rhythmic. But you're not just moving your physical body, you're really getting an adjustment for all aspects of yourself. So it's a very holistic vitality that I experience when I practice Kundalini. So anyway, really excited to share and hope to see some of you there. So thank you, Lisa.
Yes, thank you so much, Katie. Thank you. And we're going to go now to Deanna Hansen. Deanna, I'm putting you up on the screen here. So welcome. I'm so excited to have you if you want to share about yourself and what you're offering.
Thank you so much, Lisa. I am absolutely thrilled to be here and amongst these incredible people to share how to move the body in a safe and productive way. And so I've been developing block therapy and fluid isometrics now for over 20 years. And it started with it started with a therapeutic practice, fluid isometrics. I was teaching therapists how to move through the layers of fascia in the body all the way to the root, which is at the bone. Fascia will grip and adhere to bone with a force of up to 2,000 pounds per square inch. And this is truly what blocks blood and oxygen and energy flow in the body. So to be able to release that tissue from the bone, from the root, is an amazing way to create fluidity and flow in the body. So with block therapy, we use a tool, and I'm going to be sharing a little bit about how that looks tomorrow. But right now, because we are all in this state of the world, a lot of us are at home with our loved ones. And what I really want to share this weekend is how to use your partner to create decompression of the fascia. So block therapy is an exercise, a therapy, and a meditation all built into one simple practice. And that can be translated to using parts of your body. You can use your hands, your elbows, your knees. Basically, pressure over time creates heating of the tissue. And the longer we stay in the tissue, the deeper the adhesions are that melt, so that we can improve that flow. So the hour that I'm going to be sharing will be a bit of a combination of demonstrating the block positions and then sharing how we can do that same work with a partner. And really, at the end of the day, it's all about connecting to that diaphragmatic breath. When we're breathing diaphragmatically, we are feeding the body up to 6 times the oxygen. And because of the way the fascia grips and adheres to bone, we're basically locked away from the full potential of that muscle. So we're going to be sharing how to really simply release it, how to engage the diaphragm effectively, moving the negative emotion, the toxins efficiently out of the body so that we can have greater movement within our tissue.
I'm so excited. Thank you so much. Thank you, Deanna.
Thank you, Lisa.
And we're going to go to Janet. Janet, I'm going to put you up here. Janet Rose. There you go.
Hello.
Welcome.
Great.
Yeah, go for it. Go ahead.
All right. So thank you so much for inviting me to be a part of this. I'm just so very grateful for this opportunity. A little bit about me. I'm actually an attorney and have spent the last 30 years really working with some of the most vulnerable populations, some of the folks that have been invisible and forgotten. And I also come from a deeply rich mixed background of traditional Mexican Catholic and Quaker inspired humanist. And what I would call, Rocky Mountain skeptic maybe, is my faith tradition coming into this. But in 1990, I had a very deep and powerful experience that really changed my life. I was 12 years old and really influenced all of this work that I've been doing over the last 30 years. And now I'm in a point where I'm really wanting to transition back to that original message. And what I'm going to be sharing over the weekend is about Mother Mary. Obviously, I come from a Catholic background, and this experience is very wrapped up in Mother Mary for me. And like many, many folks who came from that Catholic background, Mother Mary tended to be our only lifeline into the divine feminine on any sort of level. And so what I really want to do is I really want to liberate her from those cages that other people have put around her and try to define her and try to contain her in, and really unleash those very powerful messages of love. I think there's a lot of people who have woundedness, especially about their mother relationships, that feeling of unconditional love. And what I really want to do is strip away some of that language that has been used to define her and really help people find themselves in her. And at that, know that some of her core messages are that you're never alone, that all you have to do is ask for help, but that you also have to be accountable for yourself. You also have to be mindful of not going into excess. You have to do some mindful sacrifices for those excesses and really get to that point of purification. And I don't mean virginity. So if someone is coming into this with a very traditional view of who Mary is, they're going to be a little bit shocked. But for those who have been estranged from that relationship, who have been estranged from that ideal of the great mother, that's who I really want to call in particular for this class. I really want to make her very accessible, share the love and the passion that I have found and the inspiration that I have found for my own career and my own life path through her, and then share that with you, and hopefully others can find that movement of heart. I think is where I'm going to be focusing. So I'm at 7 p.m. on Saturday, Mountain Time. So you'll get to sit for mine. We won't be moving, but hopefully we will be doing some heart opening as we go. And that's really the goal of that class.
Thank you so much, Janet.
Thank you.
It's going to be so amazing. All right, we're going to go over to April and Angela. I'm going to pin you guys up here, and so happy to see you ladies' faces, and whichever one of you wants to share first, you can.
Hi there, I'll go first, and I'm Angela Phillips, and I have a yoga studio in Virginia Beach, Virginia, and I just want to let you all know I live 5 blocks away from the Edgar Cayce Center here, so that's kind of an exciting thing. April teaches at my studio, and I have been studying with a teacher since 1993. And it's a form of breath work. It's not asana based, although I do teach asana and am very inspired by anger. But what I'm going to be offering is a class called the Triune Breath and Opening to Stillness. So this class will experience a very yin approach to breath work in 3 different postures, simple postures: Tadasana, Sukhasana, and Shavasana. And in those shapes, we'll be inviting the innate breath to come out of its dormant state. And as Iyengar says, when our innate breath comes out of its innate state, we receive a cosmic transfusion. And I love that languaging. So I'll be inviting you all to a very contemplative and quiet practice, one of exploring the more subtle realms. I am teaching, Mountain Time. It would be 9 a.m. on Sunday morning. So thank you.
And I'm April Megginson, and I'm so honored to be here. Thank you, Lisa, for putting this whole thing together. It's just so exciting and amazing to be surrounded virtually by all these amazing people, and physically too as well. I'll be teaching 2 classes. I'm a yoga therapist, and that work has been really profound. So I'll be bringing yoga therapy into my work, obviously. So tomorrow night, Saturday, I'll be teaching at 5 p.m. Mountain Time. We're 7 p.m. Eastern Standard. So we're like, we don't know what time. We'll be here when we're meant to be here, but you know how that goes. So tomorrow will be techniques for deep rest. And so what I'll be offering is really a powerful practice on balancing our nervous system, our respiratory system, especially at this time, and how to really kind of bypass all of these things that we think are so challenging, and just letting us rest in our natural silence, our natural stillness of the great heart. So that will be tomorrow night at, again, 5 p.m. Mountain Time and 7 p.m. Eastern Standard. And then the next day on Sunday, I'm going to be offering at 1 p.m. Mountain Time and 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I don't know why this is so challenging. I'll be offering Unlocking Your Potential by Meeting Your Center. And so what we'll be doing that hour is some really strong poses from our center. You know, the Chinese call it the Dantian, the Japanese, the Hara, that power center. And when we can unlock that power center, we all have it. You know, doctors, I often have clients come and students come to me saying, my doctor tells me my core is weak. And I don't believe that that's true. I believe that we need to find the tools to find the potential of the strength of our center and then enhance that and move out of that, move from that place. So that's what I'll be offering. And that's what I'm so excited to be able to share. So thank you again, Lisa, for all of your really strong work. We're very, very honored.
Oh, I was muted. Thank you. I'm like that talking, no one can hear me. Thank you. I'm honored to have you as well. I mean, I'm just listening to everybody, just taking it in, going, oh my gosh, I just can't wait. We're going to go to Satyam. I'm going to put you up here. Welcome.
Hey, namaskar, everyone. It's so wonderful to be here with everybody and to meet you in virtual reality. It's quite nice to see everyone and see your vibration, your introduction, and all those good things, and great to be part of the team. My name is Satyam. I've been involved in yogic lifestyle for about 30 years now. I spent much time living in India in an ashram with Yogacharya. What drew me to yoga was the holistic approach, that there were no timeouts, that every moment was part generating momentum towards an active ideal, physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, and that it all worked together in one cohesive, dynamic, inspiring manner, which was something I was searching for. And fortunately, I got pulled into it at the right time. And so this, in today's, this weekend's seminar, I'm also an East Coaster, 11 a.m. East Coast time, 9 a.m. Mountain time. The other two time zones, you can do the math on that, but this will be Saturday morning. We're going to do a little bit of gentle yoga. It'll be a slow vinyasa class. One thing that is not always commonly known about yoga is that it's the only exercise in the world from a physical perspective that is glandular based. The poses put pressure and deep pressure on various glands, and the glands then affect the mind. So it's a very much of a cohesive complementary practice to meditation. Meditation goes from the inside out, and the movement aspect of yoga, the asana practice, goes from the outside in. And by putting pressure on those glands, you tame the mind, channelize the mind, calm the mind. And it's a really wonderful vehicle. As anyone who's practiced yoga has experienced it, that's why when you go into a class, everybody's talking, very happy to see each other. And at the end, everyone's quiet and mind is still, and everyone feels very connected. They talk with the eyes. And so we just want to experience some of that, some of the wonder of yoga through movement, we'll get some breath work in, we'll do some meditation, we'll end with a nice parable, we'll generate some community, and we'll move what the yogis say from a point of dynamism through refinement, and ultimately to a point of sharing, cultivation, love, and connection. And I look forward to sharing that and participating with everyone tomorrow. So again, it'll be Saturday, 11 a.m. East Coast time. But great to be here with all of you, and a pleasure to be part of the team. Namaskar.
Thank you so much. So well said. So well said. And now we're going to go over to Cairo. I'm going to put you up here. Welcome. I'm so excited to have you.
Yes. Hi, Lisa. Greetings, everyone. Before anything else, I'm so happy to be here at this time, this very important time for everyone. But this is a major turning point for me, to be at this platform for the first time. And I would like to thank you, Lisa, for creating this space for like-minded souls to get together, to partake this beautiful energy. I'm Cairo Rosha. I'm a Tibetan, Japanese, and Chinese medicine practitioner. And I've been working with energy medicine for the past over 30 years. And my journey began in Japan when I lived in Japan, and I studied Japan for 4 years. So lots of things happened. And one thing that is all these years that I've been involved with energy and medicine is that I learned that the concept of chi, energy, is not so abstract as people may think. It's so real, so tangible. It's something we can easily practice in our lives. And in most of my seminars, whenever I have a chance, I always like to share this Obviously, I won't be able to do this the way I would on stage, but one of my ideas for this beautiful seminar is to share this idea that energy is real, tangible, you can use it. The second concept that I would like to partake is that true healing, true healing is self-healing. There's nothing I can do for you that your body can't do better. And the number three is for the body to heal itself. It requires two main things. One, a clean blood and your right frequency. And exactly what we're going to be talking about this tomorrow at 9 Eastern time is the concept of frequency. It came as a natural development for me. It's that I've been working with energy for so long, and of late I've been more interested in how does it work? How can I bring the energy up? And more than that, more than frequency, there's something I would like to share with you that very few people know, and is very dear to me, the concept that there is an energetic blueprint behind the immune system. So if you want your immune system to work, to function as it should, as it planned, you work on the energetic aspect of it, and everything starts falling into place beautifully. So I'm very enthusiastic about it, and I hope I can share this the same way I would on stage live. But also, besides thanking you, Lisa, for having me here, I need to thank Julie Hoyle. As you know, it's a very dear friend of mine and a sister in the spirit that nudged me into coming to this stage. And I hope you have as much fun as I have by sharing this tomorrow. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. I am honored to have you. I mean, yes, I'm so excited. And frequency and sound and genetics are my passion. So I'm excited. So many of you have aspects of that, which is so amazing. So thank you. We're going to go to Julie now. Julie, I'm going to put you up. There you are. There you are. Welcome.
Awesome.
Go for it.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm so excited to be here. My name is Julie Ware, and I discovered energy healing and different forms of healing about 10 years ago. I felt like there weren't really any true answers until I was exposed to the way that energy can really shift things in your life. And 10 years ago was probably the worst time of my life. And after I made it through that phase, I kept hearing about something called the Akashic Records. And it seemed like it was really far away. It was explained to be a big, vast library with all of this knowledge. And it turned out to be one of the most interesting things I've ever come across. And so once I started hearing about that, I kept following through, and that led me to become an Akashic Record consultant and teacher. So I do readings and workshops to teach others about the Akashic Records. And I also work with different energy techniques to assist others on their path, and recently became an Ayurvedic health counselor. So just all forms of healing are very healing for me. And it's great to see other people go on that journey as well. And as many of you know, and as many, like the other people have, and the practitioners have been talking, what we need right now and what we can always use is more joy and peace. And so the Akashic Records, one of the most beautiful places, and there's infinite space and knowledge, and there's also infinite healing. So in the session I'm offering tomorrow, we're going to visit a very special place, and it's very specific. We're going to take a journey into the Akashic Records healing room. And you might ask, what does that have to do with movement? And, just like we move our physical bodies to create shifts and raise our vibration, we can also move our energetic bodies too. And so the intention of that journey tomorrow is just really to bring joy and happiness at a soul level, and to clear the energy and create space for new beginnings. We can remove barriers, and we can also really just connect with our soul to make us feel better. So I can't wait to share this with you tomorrow. And tomorrow the session is at 3 p.m. Mountain Time. So I hope to see everybody there. Thank you, Lisa, and everybody.
Thank you, Julie. I'm so excited to have you too.
Thanks.
And I think last but not least is Sharon. I'm going to pin you up here. Let me get you up here. Hi, Sharon. Welcome.
Hi.
There you are.
Good
All right,
evening.
go for it.
How is everybody? Thank you. I'm going to be presenting tomorrow, Saturday. I am a Pilates instructor. I started doing Pilates about 20 years ago and really rely on it as something that helps improve my energy and my relationship with myself. So I'm very excited and want to thank Lisa and the entire OHO family for welcoming me to this event. I decided to combine a little bit of Pilates, which Joseph Pilates actually called the art of contrology. It did not take his name until he died years later. But his first book was The Art of Contrology. And I decided to do something unique and combine it with a little numerology, which I've been studying recently during this downtime we've had. So I created a special Pilates class based on my life path number, which is number 4. So I'm going to start the workshop by explaining what the life path number is, and then calculating my own and showing people how to calculate theirs. And those numbers just help you come into alignment and find your life's path similar to Pilates. So bringing them together, we're going to learn our life path number and then practice about 30-40 minutes of Pilates together based on a sequence I designed with the compelling number 4. So I look forward to that, and to also explaining a little bit about Joseph Pilates and who he was as a healer. So after the class, people will feel restored and rejuvenated, and I really look forward to connecting with all of you tomorrow at 11 a.m. Mountain Time. Thank you, Lisa.
Thank you so much. Thank you guys all so much. And most of you guys know me now, but for any of you guys that are new and joining in, my name's Lisa Gunshore, and I'm also teaching a class. I wasn't sure if I would or not, but I'm going to be teaching compassionate yoga on Sunday at 4 p.m. Mountain Time. And my journey with yoga was not a physical one, in the sense that I did not identify as a fitness person. And if you have seen my pictures, when I began my spiritual journey 15 years ago, I weighed 250 pounds. And my journey of losing 100 pounds plus at this point had nothing to do with a diet. It was all energy work from the very beginning. And I found yoga intuitively through movements in my body to eliminate energy in my body that was creating contracts. When you talk about the Akashic records, Julie, you know, I had contracts that was keeping that weight in my body. And I started with gentle yoga, like Satyam's going to teach. And that journey took me to a place where I went through another health crisis in 2011, and my nervous system shut down, and had neurological problems. And I went back to yoga, and I found yoga practices that balance the right and left brain. And I found Tibetan frequency practices and practiced the sacred syllables, and brought my nervous system back from depletion and destruction to a healthy state. And then I had another health crisis 4 years ago in 2016, and was exposed to toxic mold, which again shut down my nervous system, and I lost feeling in 85% of my body. I could not walk, I could not get out of bed, and I had a death experience. And I went back to yoga, and I went back to my mat, and it saved me again. And the movements and the practices and the journey brought me back, and I wouldn't be here today with anyone doing any good if it wasn't for my spiritual practices and my yoga practices. And those yoga practices have opened me up to now a new journey. And I was grateful for Deanna coming. I mean, each one of you are here for a reason. I mean, every single one of you that has spoken tonight is here for a reason for me. And, you know, now I've got my block and I'm digging into the fascia, and that's a part of my own practice as an Ayurvedic practitioner. And so that's who I am when it comes to movement. I have learned through discipline, spiritual discipline, that movement is everything. And movement brings you closer to yourself, and you become who you really are inside by working the outside. Working the outside works the inside, and working the inside works the outside, and all works together in this lovely circular pattern. And so this whole weekend is very, very sacred to me. And all of you are bringing something that is so important and needed to every single person. So I thank you all for being here. And my class, Compassionate Yoga, is truly about loving yourself and giving yourself permission not to be perfect on your mat, and to be able to hold space. And my compassionate yoga practice is a combination of Tibetan yantra yoga. So we'll be starting with the 9 breaths of purification. So I'm listening to each one of you talk, and breathing, 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 so important. So we'll begin with the 9 breaths of purification and go from there. So that's what you can expect from me this weekend. And so I'm going to put us all back on our gallery view for everybody watching so they can see each and every one of us, because it's such amazing energy. When you look at all 9 blocks, it's like, whoa. And so welcome to each and every person who is joining in now or later. These replays are available on the YouTube channel, and the YouTube channel is Buddhist Biohacker. And that mission is all about healing the body through holistic practice, which each and every one of us is bringing here. And the schedules are up. This is available for you to access. I know many of you will be accessing it through tonight and through the weekend, and that's perfectly fine. And I just look forward to each and every one of you. I mean, really, what a gift to all of us to be a part of this. And I cannot say how humbled and honored I am to have you want to be a part of this. For all of the facilitators here, it means a lot to be able to collaborate and connect. But it also means a lot for you to gift your education and your training and your passions with everyone who's watching, and allowing them to connect with that at home during a time where a lot of people cannot leave their home. So thank you so much. Thank you to everybody who's listening and watching now and later. And we'll be back at 7 a.m. Mountain Time. So it's a good thing the Coloradans are the early risers. The folks on the East Coast have it easy, but we all are up at 5 a.m. climbing mountains for some reason in this state. So we'll be starting at 7 a.m. Mountain Time. That's 6 a.m. Pacific time, so Californians got to get up even earlier, and that's 9 a.m. on the East Coast. And we had folks joining from Serbia, and from the Bahamas, and from England, and even somebody wrote me from Africa in the last summit. So no matter when you tune in here, if you can't get to the live, you're going to get to the replay. So just remember, no matter where you are in the world, we are here for you. And again, one last time, oneheartoneearth.net, you can tune in there. We have contributions up, so there's beautiful articles and things on there, and there will be more to come. And thank you again, you guys, just thank you. I have to end just by saying, you know, thank you, thank you, thank you. How. It's just an honor and a blessing to have all of you here. Thank you so much.